Any reaction to House GOP's memo about your family feelings, sir? Any reaction to House GOP's new memo about your family feelings, sir?
Family feelings.
Yes, you're revealing that Hunter Biden's business associate sent over $1 million to 3 of your family members. Any reaction to that report?
Do you have any reaction to the Russian jet that took down the U.S. drone, Mr. President?
We have somebody that's not at the top of this game, never was at the top of a game, never was. We have a guy who's a dumb son of a bitch, and to allow this to happen, our country.
Police and security guards in Belgium were caught flat-footed today by a cowardly sneak attack on one of the world's wealthiest men. The target was Microsoft Chairman Bill Gates, arriving for a meeting with community leaders. Watch what happens when a team of hitmen meet him first with a pie in the face. Gates was momentarily and understandably shaken, but he was not injured. The hit squad piled on with 2 more pies before one of them was wrestled to the ground and arrested. The others, for at least the moment, got away. Gates went inside, wiped his face clean, and made no comment. He then went ahead with his scheduled meeting. No word on the motive for this attack.
Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? And that's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns.
Hey man, this is Tommy Chong. Right now you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, short Belfort, the real Wolf of Wall Street, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Sean Danielsen from Smile Empty Soul, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol Baskin, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
This is Shirley Phelps Roper with the Westboro Baptist Church, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
What's up? It's Tom from Playwright Tees, hanging out on the Anthony Rogers Show. What's up everyone? This is Rain from Harmony Peace, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
I'm Baby No Money, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show,
the best podcast.
It's Agent Sebastian of the Conarks, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
Brian Bedrock from the Verve Pipe here, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.
James C. Burns is an American actor and voice actor best known for his role as Sergeant Frank Woods in the military first-person shooter franchise Call of Duty.
Like this one, Fortunate Son by
Woods is here.
Mason!
Woods, you look like having shit.
Some count for shit in the jungle. It's nah, baby.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Jason Hudson, CIA. Thank you for your time, Sergeant.
Hey, thanks for watching the show, listening to it, however you're consuming it. Thanks for being here. Join the Knife a Month Club. You can get a discount by using the promo code in the description. You go to the link in the description. You can pick out knives like this. Bam! That's my favorite one. You can pick different subscriptions. You can get different options of what knives they send you monthly. So check it out. See what's up and up that knife collection. Oh, hey, also, get some Life Cycle extracts. They're mushroom extracts. You just put them in your drinks, your protein drinks, or your water in the morning, your coffee, whatever. They got some to relax, some for your hair, some for your nails. So maybe you get like this, you know. They got lion's mane, which is it's a good one for your mind, basically. A lot of you probably need that. Get that mind strong, especially in times like this. They're from Australia. There's a link in the description, and get some. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. I'm some dude pandering to you, you know. You should be trying this yourself, making your own educated decisions.
Welcome to Hemper, the absolute best place to get your monthly smoking box for any occasion. Our monthly boxes keep you stocked with all your smoking essentials. Never run out of supplies again. Along with your monthly smoking essentials is a uniquely themed glass piece every month. Worried about your privacy? All our packages are shipped discreetly to your door. So sit back, relax, and let the magic happen. Visit hemper.com to order your monthly subscription box today.
Oh, you're probably smoking before this episode anyway, right? Just use this next time. Use the A-Leaf bubbler. It comes with a glass bubbler. A carb, a banger.
Here at Luxurious, we only use the best California pine trees around. Each woody oil and bump contains up to one whole tree. Did you know I handpick each and every pine cone? Those are aged to perfection. Once the perfect tree is taken down and strategically stacked, it's on to phase 2. At this point, each pine is carefully cut into smaller and more manageable pieces. I mean, will you just look at that pile of select wood? From this stage, the BFS 9000 shreds the pines into an almost angel soft fibrous material as shown here.
Here at Luxurious, we use quality ingredients and the freshest pine cones.
Get luxurious, my friends.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
That was the longest intro.
That was long. That was
good.
good.
That was long. I hope everybody buys everything. That was every single thing that's in that intro.
There was some good Joe Biden moments in the very beginning too.
Dude, yeah, they call him out. He's like, huh? He's like Homer Simpson.
Every time you think it can't get worse, it just gets fucking worse and fucking worse. And
yeah, Bill Gates with a pie in the face made me feel better about it though.
That's true.
Yeah, he got hit in the face with the pie, and then they goes, and he got hit 2 more times. Like it said, like in the narration, like they only showed us like one time of him getting hit, but he said he got hit twice more.
He looks so pissed too. Like
yeah, dude.
After he's like wiped the fucking shit from his face and he's walking in that building, he just looks psycho mad.
I wonder if that's why he wants to kill us all.
It's at least playing a role, right?
Well, we have a huge guest. I mean, today too. Like, you ever play Call of Duty?
I have not personally, but obviously it's a gigantic. I'm not really a gamer myself, but I mean, dude, I've heard of it enough times. I know that it's huge. You know.
They're like, I know a guy that played it.
I know a guy.
Like that was. I'd say it's bigger than movies right now. I mean, sure. Like that was a huge franchise. Like James C. Burns, how you doing, brother?
Hey guys, whoa, scared me. All right, okay, we got before we get started. All right, to hear this fucking news guy say like these cowards attacked him with a fucking pie. Are you kidding? And then they
called him a hitman too.
To assault him with another pie. He got hit with a cream pie. How is it possible? That's a threat to anybody except his fucking ego. These guys are throwing cream pies at him.
Dude, they called him hitmen too. They're like three hitmen
with pies. With pies. People get paid big money for that shtick on TV. Come on.
Paid liars, man.
Yeah, I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it.
It's hard. I mean, when you watch any mainstream media and you just watch them inject their fucking opinions, which are clearly given to them by somebody else, and just, you know, they've strayed so far from just being news and telling you what has occurred in the world. You know,
that clip was 20 years ago.
Right.
No, man. This is like this shit goes back to Vietnam. Goes back. It's like it's always been this way. It's just now that the velocity of information has increased where it's instantaneous. So now it can be, and now we can absolutely manipulate it in any way, shape, or form. And that's, you know, when you had to wait a week to get a newspaper, then you kind of had to, you know, you had no options. But now you have so many options that, yeah,
And you've got the fact checker army on the internet side of things, just removing shit, putting little flags on shit, and it's very Orwellian,
I like that. Hey, Brock, how you doing? Brock's one of my guys. Good man. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thanks for watching, Brock.
Yeah.
So what's it like being like a complete legend, like one of the biggest like franchises of all times? Like what's that like?
Underpaid. Man, I have so many different dispositions on that. I don't see myself as legendary. I'm just a guy who hit my mark and stay my line. Try to be as authentic as I possibly can, everything I do. And I just happened to I got the right guy to believe in me. And once you get the right guy with some power to believe in you, then good shit happens. And I owe everything to a guy named Dave Anthony, a guy who created Call of Duty. And he and I are like brothers now. And it was one of the greatest creative collaborations of my life. So I'm blessed, to say that, I had somebody going to bat for me. So all the crazy shit I did, and I had no idea what this was. I was a neophyte actor. I had just started in the business. I really had no boundaries because I just, I started in my 40s, so I had to hustle. I had to do crazy shit just to get jobs and get started. I was fortunate that I had some money left over from playing as a hockey coach, and I was an investor in a restaurant, so I had some income, so I could take my time and really build, block by block the way I wanted to. So I had that luxury, but it was just, I almost didn't take the job, man.
You sound like a hockey coach. Like you have that voice. Like,
yeah, I'm coaching again now. My lady friend, she's got a 12-year-old that it's grandson, and he went to camp and he found street hockey, and I said, wait a minute, let me see something. And kids I coached a lot of kids, thousands of kids, right, over 20 years. And you can tell when a kid's got something special, right? And I said, here, try this. And he's picking up techniques and skills that I take years. And he's got hip turn. He's got wrist roll. He's got these things that take kids, years. He hadn't. Never picked up a hockey stick before. So I got pretty excited about that. I said, let's see what you got. So maybe it takes. So coaching was fun. And the thing about coaching for me is we most best teach what we most need to learn. And so I'm sort of venturing into a new career, and I need to relearn some old. I'm a beginner again, something new. So when you got to put your time in, you got to do your dime. You got to put your time in. You got to get your skills together. And so by teaching him, offering him some discipline, I'm now seeing a mirror of myself where I'm falling short for myself. I go, wow, this is a gift. Being a coach is a gift. If I'm there for the right reason, it's a gift. And when I'm done learning, I'm done coaching. That's kind of what happened to me in history. But boy, we really got off the track in that fucking question, huh?
We went deep on that answer. Like.
That's what podcasts are for, though. You're supposed to embellish and go off on tangents. It makes sense.
As far as the Call of Duty stuff goes, it's given me opportunity that few people get to have. It's put me in circumstances and situations that you just won't get. I've been to Afghanistan. I've flown in helicopters over combat zones, and I've been on submarines and aircraft carriers and jets, and I've been all over the world with the USO, and you don't get to do that. I can walk in a room and have 100 million people know who I am. It's insane, but yet it's like no. I only exist because people are paying attention. I only exist because people are willing to show up and buy a game or sit in the seat. Other than that, I don't exist. So I really am. I am sort of beholden to the fan base. There's a real reverence to that. Like, why I got to serve this part. I got to serve this community because without them, I don't exist.
Yeah, you gotta be good to your fans, you know.
That's all there is. That's all there is.
Absolutely.
I was wondering, can I borrow some fans? Like,
Come on, man.
You got like,
I have no idea how to harvest this thing. You know, I have brand recognition around the world. I have a very small YouTube channel. I don't really work at it. I know some people are frustrated by that with me because I don't put the time in. I'm too busy living my life where sitting there and pumping it. You know, I do my channel, I do my show, but everything what I do is by feel. And hustling followers is not a feel. It doesn't feel right to me just right now. So if I have something, one day I may have something else to offer, and then I will feel good about presenting it. But right now, so hey man, if you can tap into the Call of Duty Sergeant Frank Woods recognition, go man, take it, run with it.
Just take it.
I will support you. I will support you 100%, brother. That's what it's there for. Take it, run with it, have some fun, capitalize.
That's fine, man.
Oh,
God, brother.
I was just gonna say, so how intense of a process is it to make one of these games? It seems like you'd go in and just be hitting line after line after line after line because there's so much potential, different scenarios and possibilities, right? Or am I wrong about that?
Oh, you're a musician, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's everything's the same. You know, the first thing that counts is know why you're there. You know, I have 4 requirements for everything I do in my life as an athlete, as an artist. You know, and number 1 is, why am I there? What do I want? What does Burns want from being here? Why am I here? What am I trying to get from this moment? You know, and is a demand to be brutally fucking honest with yourself. That's, for me, sports was great. Sports is great. And I can't. English is hard for me some days. But sports, it's like as a hockey player, you live an entire life in one shift, right? You go on, you get about 45 seconds. You have the beginning, middle, and the end, and you see the outcome. It's like living a miniature life. Same thing when you play a song, right? It's a miniature life. How connected can you be to that 45 seconds on the ice or that 3 minutes on stage when you're playing a song, or, you know, when you have this beginning, middle, and end, you're challenged to experience that moment fully. And that's the whole premise of this thing. And nothing changes for me. You go from, you know, being an actor. I was a musician in my 20s. I was a hockey player, a hockey coach. Now I became an actor. It's always the same thing. How can I maximize my experience in that moment that's dedicated to that craft, to that art? And that's number 1. So you take that into the room, and then I have a belief in my irreverence. Like, if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to fucking say it. If it crosses a certain line that I have, I'm not, because I was a coach for many years, and a lot of times it's about recovering my own childhood because of the verbal and emotional and physical abuse from, you know, it was back in the day, back in the 60s and 70s. It's fucking brutal, you know? And so I was a coach to recover from some of that damage, some of those wounds. And so I vowed never to shame anybody. So when Woods yells at you, say, hey, you can fucking do this, man. You got this. It's intense, but he's under you. He's got your back. It's like, hey, asshole, get it done. No, you got this, man. Let's fucking get it done. You know, it provides energy and support as opposed to criticism and humiliation. And that was something I vowed. And so when the game came around, I'm not saying this, and I just fucking barked stuff out. And it stuck. You know, I just kind of held on to this grounding. And then Dave Anthony saw it. And he says, let him do some more of that. Go ahead. And by end of Black Ops 1, I was writing a lot of the dialogue. Black Ops 2, I wrote all my dialogue. And Black Ops 4, I wrote a lot of it. So, you know, it kind of that holding on to your beliefs and your integrity, your impeccability, I call it. That's always the key. So, man, it's easy. And come on, what a gift to go in and get paid to play fucking Army. Are you kidding me? I got paid to play Army.
Now, hey, I got a question for you based on something you just said. You said that you actually wrote a lot of your own dialogue.
Most of it, yeah.
Is that like similar to the music world where writing your own dialogue creates more revenue for you?
No, absolutely not. No, it's a gift. It's a free. It's actually I had to. I was on the verge of being fired a couple times because of it. Because in this world, in writers, especially on TV, the writer gets really cranky if you don't say the lines. And so many times I've gone and just rewritten this shit because you know what? It's stupid. Nobody talks like this. You can tell in 4 minutes somebody's who writes dialogue for action who's never been punched in the face. Who's never been in a fist fight. Who's never been on the bottom side on the dark side of an outcome. You've never had this shit knocked out of you by somebody else. You're gonna write things differently because it's a comfort. It's an entitled place. You don't really understand what it takes to take a shot in the head and recover from it, or to hurt somebody badly, and the aftermath of all that. So you can tell pretty quick. And you got some nerd writing something. He's using potty mouth to be tough. I go, no, I'm not gonna fucking. That's not using the word. Oh, you fucking cocksucker. That's not a tough guy. It's a look. It's a feeling. So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of that, and sometimes writers get resentful. And I remember the day it happened. I just some shit was just fucking stupid. I'm not saying Woods wouldn't say this. I'm not saying it. And then the director called the head of the studio, and the studio said, "Look leave him alone. Just let him go. Just let him go," because that's what the character is. So I had a guy behind me that boy, that's fucking gonna be some awful thing to say. That's gonna be like that's clickbait right there. I had a guy behind me, and in this fucking day and age. No, but I had support from somebody who really believed in what I was doing and how I was doing it, and you can't beat that. So that was a great opportunity. As far as they didn't give me a bump. I just got to build a character based on how I see the world and what I want to happen. So that's the bonus that I got to create Woods in my own image or my own beliefs, my own authenticity.
The experience, yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. And they paid me well, but it's not like I bought a Learjet,
Yeah. You, Anthony, and I, all three, I don't think unless Anthony's hiding one somewhere.
Well, of course he's got it. His inside his fucking beard, so I know he's got his jet.
Could be.
Yeah.
I wish I had a jet right now.
Now, did you do most of your voiceover work? Do you have like a studio set up at your house for that, or did you actually go into their studio? And
well, remember this is pre-COVID, so we did everything. I went down to it's called House of Moves, and it was all done there. Sometimes we work out of the Treyarch studios, but there's several places to go. I mean, LA's full of recording studios and Woods is primarily caught on performance capture. So I think have you seen some of the videos where you see the guys in the suits and the dots? So basically, we capture voice, face, and body movement all in the same. It's like making a movie, just like making TV.
Oh, so you were like wired up physically?
Oh yeah. Most of my
movement too, huh?
The reason I got the job is because they were actually testing the technology. I went in to test, like almost like a stuntman role. Again, I was just, I had a thing when I was starting out, say yes. I know how I learn, and I have to learn by failing. So I try to create opportunities to fail without consequence. I need to fail a lot and not have it affect my overall circumstance. Learning to fail, having a place to fail without consequence. So I said yes to a lot of low level. I have like 4 IMDb's. 3 of them, I'll never tell you who they are because I don't want. I've been in some real shit movies, and I've been really bad.
Like what? Now you have to tell me. Like what?
No fucking way. No. So I'm bad in bad movies. So, but I had to go through that to learn how to be better at things.
Yeah.
So,
what movies were you in?
I'm not fucking telling you.
Why would you
I
tell
have
me?
dozens of great movies that I'm proud of. I have Coldwater. I have Pity. I have even Seal Patrol. I'm proud of these films. Let's talk about those.
Let's see where you came from, though. Let's see where you came from. Like, what?
No. That's not how it works. I told you. I need to fail in secret. I need to fail. You know, right? You guys are artists. You know, you don't show your first fucking sketch of a song. You fucking bang it out until you feel good about it.
Oh yeah, you own your craft for a long time.
You're not gonna see my.
I don't want to see it. I just want to know like what movies like you hate so bad to not tell me because like it sounds kind of funny like to me. Like I was like
good. We'll keep it that way.
You're like the Brady Bunch movie or something. Like.
I will tell you when I'm good at something. I'll also tell you when I'm really bad at it. And I'm really bad at. And there's a couple movies I really suck.
If I guessed it right, would you say yes?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay.
Guess it right, dude. Just like of all the movies in fucking history, you're gonna start pulling names.
You get nothing from me, man.
Just start going. He's like fired up about it though.
Well, I mean, that's what was the question? I go off on the. It's like I'm like Joe Biden now. I just drift off.
You're not quite Joe Biden level.
I'm getting there though, dude. Fuck.
No, the question was, did you go in to do your voice work? But I didn't realize that you actually had all those like
cyborg
devices on you and had to act out the motions as well.
That's where I said it. The original audition I went for was to test the technology for that because they just started. Then 2009 is when I first went to audition for it, and they needed a guy at weapons training and stunt training, which I had both. So I went in, and it was just a shit show of an audition. They had no fucking idea what they're doing. So I just kind of there's the whole video of how I got the job is on my YouTube channel. It was how I became Woods. Shows the whole timeline of what happened, and I went in, and I wasn't going to take the job, and then the guy who's my manager at the time, we're talking about the jobs for the week. I said, I got this one offer from this. It's a video game, and it sounds like a stunt job. I really don't want to do stunt work anymore. It's like, he goes, what's the video game? I know, Beauty Does Duty. Call of Beauty. He goes, Call of Duty. I go, yeah. He goes, Call of Duty. I go, yeah. He goes, it's the biggest game in the world. I go, yeah, but it's a video game. He goes, take the fucking job. Don't be fucking retarded. And that's what he said to me. And I go, all right, I take it. And I almost turned it down. But he insisted. Yeah.
That's funny.
And that's how it happened. And we worked together 3 months working on the technology. We did some level testing. They liked me. We got along. They brought me back to test some stuff for the game. And they liked me again. Then Christmas came along. I didn't hear from 3 months. The next thing I see, they have this audition notice saying, it said I auditioned for the role of Sergeant Frank. I was playing Sergeant Frank Barnes. Then all of a sudden I see Sergeant Frank Woods, and they have an exact description of me. Everything, right down to the fucking T. I go, oh, those bastards. Really? I do all this, and now they go hire another guy, and they did. They hired 2 guys, and they kept firing them. They finally said, well, let's just hire the original guy, and he already knows the character, and we can get him for scale. So that's what happened. That's how I ended up in the job.
That's great, man. Glad it all worked out,
Yeah,
no, you're American folklore, man. That's huge. I mean, that game's like bigger than most movies, I'd argue, man. Like more people probably play that game than seeing a modern movie.
I had no idea. I had no idea when I took the gig how big it was. I found out when I finally went to we won the VGA for Character of the Year for Woods in 2010, and I went, and I expected to be like a couple beers in the back of a bar someplace. I thought it was a rinky-dink thing. And I got it's like the Staples Center, and it's this huge event. It's bigger than the Oscars. I mean, there's 40,000 people in the stadium. It's going ape shit. And I'm like, okay, this. Maybe I should pay attention to this.
Dude, video games they're massive. It's like Anthony said. I mean, it's a hit video game is way bigger and reaches more people than a hit movie, I would say.
Yeah,
Call of Duty at least, man. That was massive. I mean, Black Ops 1 and 2, and then the Cody City and 4 too. That's like nuts, man.
Yeah. And I'm also in the Declassified too. It's a little mobile game, So they use my assets a lot. Sometimes I don't think that they pay me for them. I see assets. I go, that's me, because I have a very distinct run. I'm a little bow-legged, and I'm seeing some contemporary. Oh, wait a minute, that's me. I know how I move, and I have certain gestures that go along with things, and that looks like me up there.
So you think that they're using your movements that they recorded for that game in other things?
They've got me in a black. This is going to be the industry coming up in the next 5 years. I believe that as an actor, we're going to have to be going to get scanned, become digitized in a high res format. They'll capture your voice, so basically to do the motion capture performance, you do this range of motions called a ROM, ROM, and so you do all these motions, and you stand in this box, and they scan you with a laser, and they make a 3D print of you, and then they digitize all that, and then you run, you jump, you do all these movements, and they capture those movements, and that becomes your assets, called your assets. And then they capture your voice, and you do facial movements when you talk, all this stuff, and they own it. They own it for that project, and then they got to rebuy it after that. But I think sometimes you
see it in other shit, huh?
Well, I can see some of the assets are repurposed. Like there's a few assets like this is just like this game level here looks an awful lot like this over here, and you see a lot of redundancy in the buildings and the approach areas and the way the map moves. So a lot of this stuff is probably older because you got to build this entire universe, right? And that means it takes thousands of hours to render this stuff. So what happens is that I think they kind of repurpose that. Sometimes, they leave some of my old assets in it because it may be burnt into some of the environments. So that's what I think. I don't know for sure, but that seems to be what's going on, and I can't ever claim. There's no way to claim that.
Well, and if the video game industry is anything like the music industry, they're definitely fucking you. That's just the way it works.
Yeah, it's just, again, I have no evidence, I have no proof of it. But when I see certain things, that really looks like me. Because Woods is built on my chassis. It's my size, it's my face. Even as they age him, they kind of, Woods went from brown eyes to blue eyes. I have blue eyes. So as the time went on, they actually made it more and more like me. Because I'm built like the guy. I'm 5'11", 200 pounds. I'm built like an athlete. Woods he's an athlete basically. So that's, anyways.
What athlete's 5 foot tall?
What?
What athlete's 5 foot tall?
What athlete's 5 foot tall?
Yeah, is that like horse jockeying or some shit?
Horse jockeying.
There's no athletes 5 foot tall.
Well, hockey players don't have to be particularly tall, do they?
No, I'm
going to win like
a 5'11". I'm not 5 foot tall.
That's
5'11".
That's like the same thing. What sports do you play?
No, I'm almost 6 foot tall, dude. No, I'm
not almost, but
I'm just a finger fart under 6 foot. So,
but what sports is that? Like midget wrestling or something? Like
midget.
Hey, you can't use the M word here. You can't use the M word.
Which one?
Well, I used the R word today, didn't I? Can't use it anymore.
Which one?
The R word.
What's the R word? I'm not a lesbian.
It's
Oh, retarded? You can't say retarded?
No, it's illegal.
I can. I can say it because you can't. I'm the only person allowed to say retarded.
Like, that's retarded. Oh, shit, I said it again. God damn, going to hell.
Yeah,
everyone else under arrest.
That word gets dropped a lot on this show.
You know what, man? Don't get me fucking started. I can't. I'll go off on these fucking rants, and
that's why I'm trying. I'm thinking, you're hearing me like your favorite video game character voice. So it's like even funnier. It's just like,
well, I mean, I wrote a lot of dialogue for Black Ops 4. A lot of it. Like I wrote all the stuff for the special training HQ. I wrote all that shit, and I went off the chain, man. And most of my shit got rejected. They send me a writing request in the morning. I knock it out by fucking 5 p.m, and they would reject half of it because it's just so politically fucking inappropriate. You know, take him out like a Tijuana dentist. That's funny shit, right? Like take him, you take him out like a Tijuana dentist. And they say can't use that. I go, seriously,
that's offensive.
Yeah, there's so much shit like that. They just took it all out. Hey, that's offensive here.
Is it Tijuana? It's just the word the Tijuana is offensive.
I don't know. Then I can't use it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What's offensive about a Tijuana dentist? Have you been to Tijuana? Do you get it?
Well, there's nothing wrong with saying Tijuana. It's just a fucking city. It's just
Well,
I
think it.
I was offended. Though. I was offended each time you guys said that. So
you're offended by the
Tijuana. Anthony, you are a sensitive kind of guy.
I am, and thank you for noticing that, James. I appreciate that. Like,
yeah,
he really is.
That's why you have the beard. It's to save your.
It's to take the focus off my bald spots, like on the top of my head. So it's like my peacocking off down here. You can't tell I'm going bald. You know.
You can't say you can't pee with your cock. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. I can just
unless you transitioned. Are you fully transitioned yet?
Yeah, Christianity. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, see, you can't do that. That's illegal too. See, dude, we're all going to hell.
Not me, man. Not me. I'm going to heaven, dude. That's gonna be cool. Are you Christian?
Born and raised Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic. Yeah, we got diddle.
And that's satanic, right?
Well, I'm from Massachusetts. Whole lot of diddling going on in Massachusetts.
Yeah, the Catholic Church seems like a sex trafficking organization. Like it's ran by like Italians, so like it's just like the mob, you know. It's like
it's like there's good and there's bad in every group.
Not the fans, not like the people that go and stuff, you know, but like the fucking like fans, the high up, you know. Jesus,
look at that. There are priests who I know have saved people's lives, and there's priests I know who have fucking diddled little boys. You can't group everybody together under one umbrella. As tempting as it is, and as fun as it is, I think that's
but the Catholic Church has a pretty bad percentage rate when it comes to the diddling. I mean,
there's some diddling going on. There was some fucking diddling.
Yeah, it's a high number of.
I was like a fat kid, you know. I was like ugly when it mattered, you know. I
was ugly when it mattered. Yeah, those ugly fat kids got away with it. They got off easy. They got off easy.
Priest like, you got any hot friends? I'm like, what? I don't know what that means. And I was like, but no, I serve God and stuff. You know, I feel like Catholicism is evil as fuck. You know, but I mean, seriously, I don't fucking know. I didn't write the rules. You know, I don't know. I'm just some dude.
It's a huge topic to jump into, of course, but just the short story of it is like the old pagan Roman religions just kind of repackaged, you know, under the Christianity.
My ignorance on this stuff is vast. So
that's everyone though.
Yeah, I mean,
supposedly Constantine couldn't. He was trying to eliminate the Christians, and you know he'd kill one and 10 would pop up, and so he realized at a certain point that he couldn't kill all the Christians. So then all of a sudden one day he woke up and said, "Hey, I'm a Christian. Here's my spin on the whole thing," and you know they still have like the pantheon of gods that they just repurposed as the disciples and the saints and they just kind of chugged along, but they infiltrated Christianity in a way with paganism, and it's just rolled ever since. You know,
it seems like male model Jesus looks like Lucifer. You know, yeah, I don't buy the 6-pack like male model Jesus. You know, like he's like Jesus is probably the haggard dude with a beautiful soul. You know, and like Lucifer was like the beautiful angel. You know, like I feel as if
Yeah. That's the thing when something happened 2,000 years ago. We don't have pictures. We don't have videotape. Even if we did, we wouldn't trust it today. So
you have the Shroud of Turin, like arguably, but that's like you said, it's not video or fucking photo. But,
others like this, I try to go by when I hear people talk about their faith and about their belief systems. I look at behavior of the individual. I look at the stride for authenticity. Are you generous? Are you kind? Are you willing to be stoic? Are you willing to stand up and be counted. I mean, there's certain traits that I find across all pathways. I have friends who are Muslims. I got friends who are Jewish, and none of them you would sit in a room and not spend time with and enjoy their company. I've studied Buddhism. I was a Jesuit for a little bit, even danced with Scientology for about 3 minutes. And I did some searching. And what I find is that there's a common thread through all these things. And that is, are you trying to become more connected, more authentic, and present? Are you burning off your ego? Are you burning off your patterns? That to me is the binding image, and I see that across. I find men of all steps who have that. I also believe that having a group of people who are like-minded in the pursuit of growth is essential, and that's where I think religion comes into a key factor. Is you have a group of people who are watching each other, who are monitoring each other. You have this group consciousness that if you see another man doing what you're doing, you're more likely to do it. If you see a man straying off the path, you may, hey, listen, straying off the path. That is a camaraderie. That is a community that helps growth and maintain your direction. So that's, to me, is the value of having a community with like-minded results. Now, within that permutation, there's a lot of problems that people can turn it into, as we've seen it in the past, it can be turned into something really grotesque and dangerous and ugly. So I really have to, and my whole mission now, especially with the way we are here with the bifurcation of our media and our politics and even our cultures, like, I have to live in the place where I can see both sides at once, maybe three sides at once, and try to understand. And Zen is a great thing. And it's in every path. I just have Zen in my mind today. Seek to understand rather than to be understood. Try to find out how, okay, if that's pissing me off, I must recognize it myself. So let me focus. Why is that pissing me off? Spot it, you got it. I am the purveyor of all I feel, of all I think. I create all my emotions. I create all my thoughts. They are generated in here. No one's words, thoughts, or actions generate me. I react. And if I own that, and I think that's the whole Christian philosophy anyways, of ownership. Do I, can I take responsibility, accountability for who and what I am? And I am responsible for how my life goes. No one else. It's me. It's my decisions. What decision I make, these are consequences. And when I see other men who are fighting for accountability, for autonomy, and these are the men I want to be around. I don't care what kind of thing you wear around your neck. If you're fighting for authenticity and personal accountability, we're going to be friends.
Yeah, going back to something you said just a minute ago here, it's amazing what the removal of God from our society has done. Sure. I grew up in kind of rebellion of being forced to go to church when I was younger, and having some experiences that I didn't really dig, and it's amazing to see lately though how that continued removal of God is just, our society is just crumbling, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And it's clear that those two things are tied together in my mind.
I'll contend something with you. I think if I listen to the news, it's getting worse and worse. But I was on an RV trip last week, and we're going from RV park to RV park, and man, I met people who are like-minded like us. You guys, there are more. We only see the worst of the extreme.
We are the majority. We definitely are. Common sense, it's reasonable, rational thought.
There's nobody. I don't care what color you are, what your gut. There's reasonable people everywhere. And the point is, like, how are we allowing the extremes to be the normal? No. The bell curve is here. 80% of us are about a 2% variance in what we believe and think. but yet news media says, well, everything's falling to play. It's going to hell. Like, no, it's not. Things are fucking good. It's just that everyone's focused on these little negativities. Like, I'm telling you, man, that's the power you got to take back. And when you say, the idea is that we have this massive capability of men, because I don't speak for women, I speak for men, that if we have these conversations, say, hey, I agree. I met a guy from the Netherlands in this trailer park, and we just started talking politics, and he was like-minded, but he says he's woke, but yet he's sitting there, he say, yeah, but they're killing our farms, they're taking our trucks away. He goes, how are we going to make, he had the same insights, the same intelligence that we have about things. And well, wait a minute, but he's convinced that he's different than Americans. We sat there, I go, you're here. He goes, yeah, but I always see Americans just have trucks and RVs. I go, dude, you're in an RV park. Of course you can't see fucking trucks and RVs. You're in an RV park. This is, and they had a great conversation about it all. And it's like, they said, well, we're going to go to Florida, but Ron DeSantis he closed the state down. I go, what are you being told? And they say that, the CNN in Europe is saying Ron DeSantis is trying to take children away from the parents, and he's setting up prisons. I go, this is so fucking. These are lies, and this is the problem. Is that when we have got to be able to talk to each other and not get sucked into this bifurcation, this split. Well, you voted for Trump, you're an asshole. We voted for Biden, you're an asshole. No, wait a minute. There's common ground here that is so much more.
Well, if you did vote for Biden, you're probably retarded. You're almost as retarded as Biden if you voted for Biden. That's how I feel.
And that's a fun joke, a fun side. But the idea is, no, what it was, they were fed. You got to assume everyone is innocent until you prove them guilty. They're fed a fear-based meal for many years, and then they consumed it. And then because they hate this guy with orange hair, a little bit bombastic, here, jab me. Why? Because Trump's an asshole. All right. Well, here, we got to defend. No, actually, if maybe the guy's bombastic, yeah, maybe he says some shit that's out cut. But listen to the policies.
I feel like the idiots are just taking themselves out. They're just vaccinating themselves, and they'll probably die, and then we'll have more land. It's just like that's what it seems like. It's just like, all right, my idiots, the idiots in my enemies are just taking themselves out.
That's fair. Right. Yeah. All right. Anyways, my point is, we have got to change. We have to take the power away from the media companies to split us up and say, no, you're not going to do that. You're not my fucking enemy. I'm not your enemy. Let's talk about what we have in common. And you got to fight for that. You got to fight for that. You got to fight for the ability to stay in the middle and listen to people talk without reacting, without saying, I'm getting triggered by that one thing. Because they're going to throw, they're programmed, they're going to throw it at you. And, okay, fine. Now, can we talk? I can handle someone's anger. I can handle their resentments. I don't take that on. Other people's words, thoughts, and actions can never be used for a personal definition. I generate my own happiness. I generate my own life. I generate my own confidence. No one else gets to do that for us, right? Lecture over.
So what now?
I don't know if I can do it.
No, it is crazy. The divide and conquer is in full force. I mean, it's never been as crazy as it is now in that sense, and it's definitely working.
And we're letting it happen. I mean, like because we're all holding our ground and believing we're right and they're assholes. No, man, that's how it happens, by not giving the benefit of the doubt to the guy across the aisle, because they wanted they when I was working with kids, I always used to say to my assistant coach, guys, I had hockey school for many years. I said, when a kid fucks up, you got to give him a path home. You got to give him a way to redeem himself. If someone fucks up and you keep your head on your boot on their throat, how can they come back? How can they join the pack if they're never allowed to make right or given a path back? How do you redeem something? How do you redeem something? How do you redeem yourself if you never get an opportunity to? Just like, the cancel culture. You say something stupid, you're in college, now you're going, you lose your life. Well, wait a minute. That was 40 fucking years ago. I've changed. Doesn't matter. That lack of redemption is
I think with the cancel culture is lack of accountability, because like you need to start a company. Like, why are you working for anybody anyway? That's how I feel about Americans. It's like, oh man, I can't get a job at fucking Walgreens because I cussed one time. I'm like, okay, then start your own company, stupid. This is the best society to do that ever, and then people don't do it.
You froze up.
Like that's what I liked about my cousin. My cousin's like, my cousin has so many so many felonies, and they're like, well, who's gonna hire you? He's like, me? I don't know. I'm not gonna fucking fire me for felonies. That's like how I feel. It's like this is a very easy fix. Most of it, it's not like hard. I feel like just like and then like what you're saying about understanding these people. These people also like fell for Chinese propaganda to let them take over and gave us like a Manchurian candidate president. It's basically a fucking has no active brain cells, can't form a sentence, can't walk, can't ride a bike. This is like my life's in danger because of these fucking idiots that basically are going to kill themselves with vaccines. Really,
well,
so they already took care of themselves, really. But
I am not refuting the anything you're saying, but
my life's in danger because of these people.
We need to start the conversation back. The story about the boiling frog, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all this is. It's been a slow progress of infiltration into it's the teachers now, and God bless them, they believe this, but this has been actually a slow boiling pot, and now this is just we are at 200 degrees, and 212 is coming fast, and we have to be able to look back at, all right, the people who we disagree with are there. Not by choice, but by momentum.
We can at least use them for human shields.
Oh, well, very well. This is fine too. A meat shield is a very effective weapon.
Yeah,
very effective.
They're the valuable first wave. But no, I'm just saying, like, most people aren't supposed to be smart. Like, we're supposed to help them. And you're right. So I agree overall.
We're supposed to help them.
Like, really, if you're smart, you're supposed to help them.
Well, the thing is this as well. Not everybody is designed to be an entrepreneur. I'm not. I don't want to start it. I've opened a couple of businesses. I didn't like it. I'm an artist.
You're not canceled either, and you're one of the largest selling video games of all time. I'm talking about these losers that don't do shit, and they're like, oh my god, I can't get a job at fucking Target. Not the guys who fucking you already do shit, man. It's like.
Well, what I'm saying is that again, this is where really I draw a line with us as men, is that condemnation is, we have got to look at that with a certain generosity. Okay, why are they like that? And it's not, you can't beat the fuck out of them for being feckless, because they're there not by choice. It's by breeding. It's by
unresolved trauma. They can't live in reality because something traumatic happened.
But why is that? But why is that? Is that maybe the dad wasn't they had no dad to learn from. The school fucked them. The saddest part for me is I remember growing up. I'm older than you guys. I'm old as fuck. I remember we had to take. I was pretty smart. I was in honors program. I was going to college because I was an athlete. But we had to take metal shop. We had to take wood shop. We had to learn how to weld. We had to learn how to do electricity. We had to learn drafting. We had to learn gardening. Yeah. We had to learn this is our career,
real life skills.
You had real education, yeah. Now, when did you graduate?
I got out of college in the 82.
Yeah, you guys had real. Yeah, you guys had real.
So, but in junior high, you had, and you couldn't just go in and you had even the biggest nerds knew how to use the lathe. You know what I mean? Yeah, everyone could change a tire, and these life skills were taken away from young men. In the 80s, these were deemed so fucking worthless. If you were, how dare you work with your hands, And I think what happened was a lot of guys stopped trying to have these. Come to California, try to find a plumber and try to find a guy who fix your air conditioner. It's like these guys are cranking $200 an hour just to show up and fix your air conditioner, change the Freon if you know how to do it. There is a bundle of cash to be made by having the ability to do things.
Definitely, bro.
To do things. And this is lost. Everybody wants to be a fucking TikTok star or a fucking Kardashian. Well, come on, that's that value. Our values are now driven by this idea that somehow I have to be famous for just who I am. Well, unless you form a personality, unless you form some skills and some competence, no one gives a fuck. Unless you're acting like a fool, and then they just laugh at you for a couple of days and move on to the next fool. And that's really where. So when I hear us talking about these, again, this is my fan base too. A lot of these guys are in their basements, and they're there because they don't know how to change their momentum. And a lot of what I try to do in Sergeant's Corner is talk to guys. Hey, you can do this, man. Just get up, take a walk. And depression, it's such horse shit in this culture. It's like, just fucking take a walk. Stop eating sugar. Do some exercise. Get some sleep and get off the fucking phone. Get off of the fucking game. I've been playing. Me and my girlfriend love playing zombies, but we have a time limit, 1 hour. Because anything over an hour, my eyes hurt. I have dreams I don't want, and my brain is fucked up. So the thing that I make a living off of is fucked up a lot of kids because it's an addiction. Because you don't have to do anything except you're absorbing shit, but you're not generating it. We become bigger and stronger when we create and generate. We have to generate energy. You have to generate action. And so when I hear it, we start talking about these guys who can't get a job at Walgreens. Believe me, they're not there because they want to be. They're stuck there and they don't know how to get out, and they're fighting. They already know their shame is so deep that they have to defend that position because they have nothing to. They have no self-esteem to grab onto, so they have to defend this little fucking pocket they live in. And that's my whole point about the Woods character. I will never fucking shame somebody ever because I was there. I know what it's like.
I was saying that the people who get canceled are afraid that they will never get a job at Walgreens. I wasn't saying Walgreens is a bad job. I'm just saying it's a low goal and like being canceled doesn't matter. That's more or less what I was saying. And everybody starts somewhere. I worked at like Dollar General and shit, man. I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking the fucking. I granted I only worked there 2 weeks, but
Brother, believe me, I had my fair. I got fired a few times. I had my fair.
Too, I walked out of so many different places, man. I remember the job field too, like all these like stupid I remember these like marketing jobs. They'd be like hiring for marketing and you go there, they're trying to get you to sell vacuums next door.
Marketing.
Yeah,
my god,
remember that shit?
Oh, it's fucking brutal, man.
Yeah. Like, do you want to sell vacuums door to door? I'm like, I'd rather kill people for money. It's like, this is like, I'd rather start the revolution. Actually, thank you. I'm gonna go. That's like what it feels like when they offer that crazy shit to me. And I did door to door jobs. Fucking like, I'm not trying to fucking act like anything. No, I'm a peasant too, bro. I'm just good at marketing.
Door to door. That's to me. That is
hard mode, bro.
Heroic fucking thing.
Heroic. Shut the fuck up. There's no heroic this and that.
Dude, to be able to do it well, and
comedy practice. It's comedian practice.
You got to have the fucking balls to walk up to somebody's house and say, "Hey,
and sell you.
Can I steal some fucking time for you and sell you something you probably don't fucking need?" I'm sorry. It takes a certain level of commitment to do that, and I find that level of commitment to be fucking heroic.
There's practice with comedy.
The job but the commitment to doing something, I love that shit.
Yeah, I do every spring and then like summers, and then I tours the comedians to be proud. What's up, Cody? How you doing?
So I used to sell cologne. I used to walk the streets of St. Louis and sell cologne for a company. That I took the job through Craigslist, and they would give me a box of like knockoff name brand cologne, and you would go and pop it for whatever you wanted to charge per bottle, but you had to bring them back X amount of dollars at the end of the day, depending on how many bottles were gone. And I'm walking in snow in North fucking City, fucking St. Louis, trying to walk up to people at gas stations, and people are like, "Get away from me. Don't even talk look at me." And I was like, I'm not doing this. This is not cool, But I sold some bottles. I made a little bit of money. But
people would tell me like, people would be like, "Get a real job." I'm like, "You're at home at noon, bro. Like, what do you do?" I'm like, I'm literally out of your door at noon, and you're at home, man. Like, what do you do, bro? And they get like so mad. They get like so pissed. I just like ball them all up, bro. And the housewives buy everything, man. Like, I'm like, don't you need a new kitchen? Aren't you like tired of that shit? And they're just like, yeah, actually, blah blah blah. I fucking yell at them and shit. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, change. And then like, yeah. It was a fun job for a complete bum that didn't try. That's what I mean. I feel like if I tried, I would have had a better job. I just wouldn't. I was just like not. not interested in trying at the time of my life.
Yeah,
a great story, guys. I'm glad we talked about door-to-door sales.
Hey.
You
never know what topics you're gonna hit
John
on.
skipped all this.
I
John
couldn't
skipped all
do
this
it.
fucking side.
I couldn't fucking do it. I got a gig. So I can't remember what it was. Maybe insurance. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't knock on the door. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't fucking do it.
I sold like vanity, bro. It was like home remodeling stuff. That's the only thing I could sell. I tried other things, like they tried to get me to sell knives, all this stuff. I just like, and plus it was a job that like they would hire felons. So you're basically just smoking weed all day with people, and then you get to the point where you manage them. So you drop these 4 guys off, and you just go back to your house and smoke weed for the whole time. And then you come back and pick them up.
Manage felons.
Yeah. That's basically what the job was. It's like the only job like an educated moron like me could do. I have no like college degree, I have nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to be self-employed or work for these like fucking bullshit companies, to be honest.
Working your way up the pyramid scheme.
Yeah, dude. And like, I'd knock the first door, sell, and then go Uber somewhere, you know. And then like when I was a salesman, I would sell like 1 a day consistently and be more than everybody else. And then I would just like Uber somewhere to a bar or something and like get drunk for like the rest of the time. That's like I call it comedy practice, you know, because like you had to talk to random people constantly, so it's the same as comedy. Just like that was like the practice years.
Yeah, my first job out of college was making weapons.
What kind of weapons? That's kind of
howitzers.
Whew, real weapons. Fuck.
Yeah, I worked for a company called Con Diesel, and I had a crazy college hockey career. I got cut my senior year, but then I turned pro my senior year, and I had this gal who was, I didn't have a lot of information. I probably couldn't put 2 sentences together and have them make sense when I was in my 20s. I was remedial at best.
I was too intoxicated. I mean,
and I just remember I took the first job that came my way because I was just terrified of.
And it was weapons?
So I was a glorified welding foreman, what I was. And it was 1981, 82. And
I was negative 5 years old.
I was running this factory. I was working in this factory doing the project, managing this factory. Big, like a few hundred people working there. And I'm like 20 years old. These guys hate my fucking guts. I go, no, I'm a blue collar guy like you. But I'm management now. And I'm sitting in the lunchroom and look at, and the Falkland Wars is going on, right? And I look up and I see one of our howitzers there, and I know we make shit. I mean, these things, the welds would break, decals come in, we just pass that shit through because they never thought you'd go into war, right? And then our stuff started coming back, like they would ship them back, and they had these stanchions that support the howitzer 105, 155s. And every time they shoot it, they would just crack all these welds, and they would just be useless weapons. I go, I'm going back to hockey. I am not staying here for another minute of my life. I'm making weapons. It's killing people, and the weapons are killing people because they're fucking failing, and someone's going to hang. It's probably going to be me. So that's it. My last day.
That's crazy.
Where did you get your weapon? You said you had weapons training earlier in the episode. What was that all about?
When you do work as an actor, they hire guys to train you.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
When I shot SEAL Patrol, we had Dale Dye, who's a really well-known weapons consultant, and he's done everything. He did Platoon, Full Metal Jacket. And so you get on set. We had 6 weeks of training for SEAL Patrol, breach and entry, a lot of platforms, qualified with M16s, A4s, pistols. And so most of the jobs I get, I carry a gun. So that's, you just pick up training. And then, I have a CCW, so I get certified.
California?
Yeah. I lost it, or I got stripped. So
wow.
I can't get it back. I got to reapply because the federal government did this thing that the sheriff's department's no longer doing it, and they refiled me with Burbank Police Department. They don't want to hand them out, so their website doesn't work.
Right.
So,
Right. That's their way of
work. I can't
denying
upload. I can't upload my certificates there. It doesn't work. Oh yeah, we're working on it. 3 months. So, yeah. Anyways, it's as an actor, you get hired when you're not famous for your skill set. Like as an athlete, so I've made hockey commercials. I'm a driver, so I know how to drive semis. I can drive trucks. I can drive cars. And I'm a precision driver, so I got hired for that. You get hired for what you know how to do until you become a crafted actor. And even then, I mean, the biggest movie star there ever was, Tom Cruise, does it all himself. Flies helicopters, airplanes. He does all the stunts. The more skills you have as an actor, the more likely I did tons of hockey stuff. I mean, I've done probably 15 hockey jobs. Not to mention the Wheaties commercial, but everything else. So having
I play a cop in every movie I'm in. It's weird. I've literally played a cop in like an FBI agent and a cop in movie. It's like I look like neither. It's like never makes sense to me.
Yeah, but you totally could be a cop. Absolutely undercover. Sure.
Could be a fan.
I'm the Fed. Like spoiler alert. No, but it's like weird. You make sense. But like that's like a passion you use. Like is like you love hockey and you coach it and stuff. So it makes more sense like a guy like you would play. And your voice, man, like it makes sense that you would do a military voice. But I feel like it makes no sense. I played cops. Like it just like to me anyway. It's like it makes no sense to me. Like you sound like if I like you just sound like a badass. Like you're the voice of a badass. So it makes sense you'd be in the game. It's like
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I just got a big diss today. I just got done recording some music, and my buddy Rick I've known this guy my entire life. He's like my brother, and I send one of the cuts it's done, and his wife goes, "I love Sandy. I love his wife. She's great," and she goes, "I've heard his stuff before. He has a real masculine voice, but." This one, he sounds like a girl.
You sound like Ren and Stimpy, a Ren and Stimpy character to me too. Like one of those, like either Ren or Stimpy. I can't remember which one it was. Like one of the commercial guys. I forget. You ever watch that show?
Ren and Stimpy, love it.
You ever watch that show?
Oh my, come on, man! Ren and Stimpy was the shit. That was.
Yeah, you sound like one of the guys. I can't remember which one. Because I'm like, I haven't seen it in 20 years, but you sound like one of the guys from there.
That was back when they could make TV rip. Yeah, they could say shit back then. It just wouldn't fly right now,
The secret is you still can. It just pisses off fat girls. Like, that's like the secret. You're just like, oh my god, did you really just speak your mind? And like, oh my god, it's just like oh, shut up. But, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. It's like we could pick on them. We could get out as pretty easy because like the people telling us we can't say words are pretty ridiculous. That's how I feel. It's like
pissing off fat girls. That should be like the name of a band.
Let's start a band right now, the Fat Girls.
A punk band, pissing off fat girls.
Let's just call it the Fat Girls. We should start a band right now. Like,
as long as I can play drums, I'm in.
That's probably the only instrument you can't play. Can you actually play drums?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then okay. Well, fuck. We got a singer. I'll play bass. I guess that's like right now the Fat Girls.
Go, man.
Yeah.
Waylon. That's a good one. Who put that up there? Is that you, Cody?
It's not me, so that'd be Cody.
Waylon. Hell yeah.
No, but really, that's like weird. Like people are like say you can't say words. They're like they just like act angry about it. Like, did you now? I'm like, I don't care about anything you're saying. We just gotta go back to saying that shit. It's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? It's like we gotta bully them harder. We gotta double down. And just, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm going to staple everyone to a treadmill. Like, that has a problem with what I say. I'm going to duct tape them to a treadmill and then staple them. And then fucking, like, I could be an undercover. That's what I want.
Look, it's one thing to, to shame and debase somebody for, but to have someone demand I celebrate unhealthy obesity, make it like, she's a queen. Oh my God. No, she's a fucking load. And she's unhealthy, that to start celebrating this stuff as if it's some type of thing to be celebrated. It's just
gluttony. It's gluttony. It's
gluttony. And there's all kinds of things. There is that odd person who may have some type of, actual chemical or physiological issue.
Here's my debunking of that, bro. No one in Ethiopia has that. You know what I mean? Like straight, I mean, it's just like theory disproven. You know, it's just like it's like yeah, I'm in the third world. My glands are crazy. I don't know. I'm still fat. You know, it's like that never fucking happens. And like that's another case. These people just kill themselves off. They have heart disease. You know, like everyone that is an opponent in how I think is killing themselves.
Yeah, well, that's like this Ozempic thing, right?
How I view it. Yeah.
I mean, people are flying. Come on, folks. This is an untested. You don't know the results of this. And anything that makes things easier where you don't have to work for it, I don't trust it. Like, you take this pill and it burns the fat off. Yeah, but it's doing something else, man. There's you just
stop eating garbage pails and nacho cheese, you fucking peasant. You know, it's just like it's like and move, just move, dude. You know, it's like it's a crazy.
Take a walk. Take a walk.
I work out. I will go to the gym and like I'll do this cardio thing where I like just do laps and stuff. And these are like these old fat people just beating sticks on the ground. And I'm like, you guys are all fucking idiots. I just need a microphone and just be like, you guys are fucking idiots. You all owe me $20 for this lesson I'm gonna teach you, you know? And it's like collect cover charge and like raising the bar, you know? It's just like, dude, you're beating fucking drumsticks on the ground, you fat piece of shit. Haven't you realized that doesn't work after doing that in months and still maintaining like how fat and disgusting you are?
Is that an actual exercise? Beating drumsticks on the ground?
Yeah, I'll be like 30 fat girls like beating sticks on the ground. Like when I'm like doing cardio above them on the track. Like in the gym below, there's like, oh, I can't hang on. The screen's too close. You can't see my arms. But no, they're just literally just like on the ground over and over and over and over again. And it just makes no sense, like at all to me. It's like, haven't you realized that like this isn't working when you're still fat?
I think this is part and parcel to a greater issue across the entire spectrum of the sociological landscape. Is that we have. I blame the Mighty Ducks for this, by the way. The movie, The Mighty Ducks. I fucking blame them. Now, I will tie this together. There's just the land of instant gratification is upon us, right? So people want to be that, but they don't realize that there's 10,000 steps to get there. And the hardest thing is making that first step. And the way I describe it is this: when you're looking at the top of the mountain, you're always going to trip on that first step because you're not looking at, oh, that's a little 6-inch rise. I can manage that. You don't have to do, like I'm training this kid now. I said, well, Yager used to do 1,000 squats a day. Well, I can't do that. I go, no, not today, but you can do 2 right now, and you can do 2 in 10 minutes. You can do 100 today if you do it 15 times. You can do it, but you got to break it into manageable pieces. And if there's this idea of instant success. Everybody wants to win the lottery. Everybody wants to win. They see them on TV. I blame the Mighty Ducks because I was coaching hockey in New York. Mighty Ducks comes out, and I just had a bad feeling because it's Disney, right? And the kids come back, and I had this influx of kids signing up for hockey Saturday night to come in Sunday morning. They had the expectation because they watched this movie, and in 90 minutes, kids who were inept, fat, and out of shape, never skated in a day in their life, went from being useless to being national champions in 90 minutes. So these kids are thinking, oh, it takes about 90 minutes to become a national championship. And parents actually said to me, oh, so when are the championships? I go, what are you talking about? Well, they're starting at 8 o'clock. When do we? I go, and it was these people seriously thought that in 90 minutes, their kids could go from being a towhead to being a relevant athlete at a championship level. And I'm like, I'm looking around my assistant coach because they had a sense of humor. Right? I go, you guys fucking with me here? And then they kept coming in, and all these kids, coach, teach us a knuckle puck. They wanted to take the puck and they put it on the side on the edge, which is stupid. But yet, I had kids who were crying because I wouldn't teach them a fucking. I go, you people, where'd you get this? Well, in the Mighty Ducks. I go, oh my god. And so I blame that on Disney and what's his name, Spielberg. They create this fantasy of having things without working for it, having things given to you without understanding the steps necessary to become something.
It's all purposeful too, if you ask me.
What do you mean? Why?
There's just a purposeful destruction of our society that's been
To what end? To what end? I mean,
it's a communist takeover. Like China's trying to expand throughout the world and take over the entire world. And like
do you think it's Chinese?
Definitely 100%. Yeah, they took their statues. They fucking do the same thing everywhere.
I think that it's either. I mean, there might be more than one force that desires the same outcome, but I think
pushing towards globalization.
The globalist New World Order thing is at play. China obviously is at play, but I mean, there's definitely been a controlled demolition going on of our society over here for a while.
I'm not so sure it's controlled. I think it's just fucking demolition. I don't think it's. I think it's just fucking lobbing chunks of grenades and dynamite everywhere. There's no control at all.
Well, it's been the totalitarian tiptoe for a long time, and they slowly, promote unhealthy things for a society while removing the healthy things, little by little. So I can't help but feel like there's an intelligence there, at play. That's.
I think it's less. I think it's less by a master plan and more about people seeing opportunity. There's lascivious individual who see like, oh, I can take advantage of this. Like somebody who shorts the market, right? Oh, I can take advantage of this. And I think it's more about, and when people start giving up their autonomy and giving up their accountability, and they demand somebody else be responsible for how they feel, they go, well, you're making me feel this. You're this. And when you stop taking inner authority and start taking responsibility for your decisions, consequences, and then someone accepts the oh, you're right, we've been bad and we should do a better job for you. All of a sudden you let somebody off the hook and that accountability goes away, and now you've got a slave. If you are dependent upon someone else's words, thoughts, or actions to feel good about yourself, you are now a slave to that individual or that culture that you are demanding. Say the things you want, think the things you want, and do the things you want so you can feel good about yourself. You're a slave. You are now veal. You are ripe for the slaughter. And there's no, that's unequivocal. That's in every, that's the story of humanity. The minute you put your value outside yourself, you become a slave to that thing that you're demanding make you feel good. But this is infantile. That's just not growing out of your infantile state. As a baby, you have to do that. You have to manipulate the world because you can't feed yourself. You can't warm yourself. You need your parents to take care of you, and you learn to manipulate and demand that. But if the parent is not functional, they're not going to wean you off of that, and it's painful. Letting a 12-year-old boy cry, it's hard for women. It's hard for people. Fucking let him cry. There's nothing. What are you crying about? He's just having a hard time sticking. What are you crying about? This is not appropriate time. This is push. At some point you gotta be told it's not okay. Push through it. Yes, feel it, but push through.
Yeah, there's a lot of parental failure going on in these times too.
And again, I would attribute that more to Madison Avenue in the 50s, creating the Beers diamonds. Diamond rings are not a traditional thing. That was the Beers company creating artificial demand for an abundant rock. There's a lot of diamonds out there, man. So these artificial, these artificial incentives, the artificial desires, that's Wall Street. That's I'm part of it, man. I've shilled Viagra, I've shilled all kinds of drugs, a lot of geezer drugs. Eliquis. I've been Eliquis commercials. I've been like 100 commercials, always pitching shit that nobody needs. And I get paid handsomely for it. So
people need my ads that were at the beginning of the show. So if you watch the beginning of the show, you need every product I pitched. I feel completely.
The products he's pitching are necessary for your well-being, mental and physical, and well-being, not mental and spiritual well-being.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to try those extracts, the mushroom extract.
Lion's mane and stuff. Yeah, no, I got to do that.
I've been hearing good things about that, and I've
well, I got a promo code if you're watching at home also, and you'd like to try it. Link in the description if you want to wake up with and join us up here.
We've somehow got into shameless schlocking of products here. Somehow.
No, it was fun. I used to try to be a musician when I was a kid, and like my I like the Doors a lot. Jim Morrison never sold ads or anything like that. I got pissed off at the corporatism of that. And I told my mom I'd be like that if I was a musician, and she goes, "No, you wouldn't. You'd sell out so hard." And then I started a podcast. I'm like, "You're right, I would." I'm like, "I would totally sell out hard." She was right. She was right. I was wrong about that.
Well, I think it's hard to. We have an actor strike now, and I have a lot of ambivalence about it because I really think a lot of our industry is just entitled whiny bastards and babies. Listen, you're not the reason to come into the fucking movies, man. But at the same time, there's got to be a way to help people who are kind of in the journeyman stage to make a decent living. I mean, if you're an extra, I mean, come on, you're an extra. You it's not a high skilled job.
You'll never wake up. Yeah, you'll never wake up and realize that it's stupid. You'll brag about being in the background of every fucking movie forever. I mean, that's how all my extra friends are. They're like, I was in the back of this movie. It's like
good for you, but you're not an actor. You're
exactly, yeah. You're not even talented. Yeah, you should give up and go work at KFC.
I've done extra work, and I did my. I said I need to learn. I need to get on professional sets because I was doing a lot of shit films, like student films and bad movies. So I need to get around.
What bad movies are you in?
Never fun. Fuck you. And so and
I haven't heard of that movie.
I did that. I did my share of that, and I saw firsthand. I go, wow, this is a place where you can really get caught here with the illusion, the hope that somebody sees you and gives you something, as opposed to go out there and just banging on doors.
Make your own fucking movies. Get distribution deals. It's
make your own shit. Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's like that's what I mean. Nobody give me a fucking show, so I made one. It's like
absolutely.
That's what you got to do. It's like fucking take your own shit.
Yeah.
And I prefer AI making movies to pedophiles. So I'm with AI on this one. Hollywood lost me a long time ago, and I'm with AI on this one.
I've been here. Well, I've never come across any Hollywood pedophiles. But if they exist,
you're in the cool industry, bro. You're in Call of Duty, dog. You're not in fucking Spider-Man 35,000. and you're in Call of Duty, bro. I fuck with Call of Duty, but
yeah.
Were you in LA actually?
I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah, I've been here.
Oh God, okay. So they must love you there, huh?
Man, I don't swim in that pond anymore. I did for a little bit. I've been to some parties. I've been around the A-list folks, and some are my friends. I have certain guys like I work with Michael Bay, and he was awesome. I don't care. He gets a bad rap, but man, he was really respectful and really.
Cut out. Who'd you say?
What?
Who'd you say? Cut out for a second.
Michael Bay. I did Transformers.
Oh, okay, director. That's cool. Yeah.
And he's a good dude, and man, he treated he brought these military guys in to be in the Transformers 1 with us, and he was just super considerate, and he was very, he gets a really bad rap, but
it's not his fault. He was born gay. It's not a big deal. It's like there's a lot of and like Transformers is a really artistic film, and for him to make a children's movie live action, brilliant. What a genius. But I'm just fucking around. He's probably a good guy, but his art sucks,
Well, remember something. There's something I really appreciate with people like The Rock. Not a great actor, great movie star.
Super good sellout. He's probably the best sellout.
But this is what he does, though. He's not trying to be anything more than this guy. When you go to a Rock movie, you see The Rock. You're not going to see anything else. You're going to see The Rock, and he's entertaining. And sometimes that's enough. When you go to Tom Cruise movie, you see Tom.
It's going to be boring. You're gonna fall asleep halfway through. If you run out of NyQuil and you're sick, you should watch a Tom Cruise movie. You'll sleep well.
But then you have like you can watch Buñuel, or you can watch Fellini, or you can watch like Jacques Tati. You can get really sophisticated with it as well. But there is that's an entertainment source, and I like the guys who are authentic. Like that's what
me too. That's what he
does. He's not trying to win an Oscar. The Rock is just trying to. It's entertainment. This is.
He already created a gigantic brand, and he's just living it out.
And anybody do the same thing. Anybody would do the
same thing. It's like he does what he does. Bruce Willis does what he does. He did what he did. So I like guys who are this.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I get it. And like, who wouldn't make terrible movies for like millions of dollars? I mean, like if something like my friend asked me, he goes, would you be in a comic movie for $4 million? I said no, but like everyone else on the planet would be. I feel like everyone else. Like,
I've been in terrible movies for no money.
Which ones though?
I would like to get a payday for being a terrible fucking movie.
Well, which movies they were so bad they're in? You're gonna cave by the end of this. You're gonna tell me.
Yeah,
I feel it.
My resolve is strong.
You're in the Brady Bunch movie. You're like, I was in the Brady Bunch movie. I played the dog. I did the dog's voice.
I mean, some movies I'm talking about never saw the light of day.
Okay. What about
they're so fucking bad.
What were the bad ones that did though? That's where I'm at. Like, I want to see I want to go back and see the catalog from like being the largest selling video game of all time. Probably. I mean, I just made that up. I don't know if it was, but it's up there.
I would never. There's two things. Out of respect. Okay, here's something that I feel strongly about. I can call it a bad movie, but I would never call it out because somebody put their money into that. Somebody put their time, blood, and sweat. Now, maybe it didn't, but finishing a movie is a monumental thing. So I would never. And if someone's got them, if I say XYZ, and someone doesn't watch XYZ because they said it sucked, then I'd feel bad because like I want to respect the fact that this guy put his own money in it. He worked hard. He did it. So I'm not going to disparage it. If I don't feel like it's.
Well, I feel still like it's an opinion. Like, you mean I think people watch bad movies that I say suck all the time. Like there's like people are talking about a Barbie movie. There's like grown men writing reviews on a Barbie movie right now. Like this industry is a complete joke to me. I feel like, and like most Americans, but I think the video game industry, like you're in, I think that did better than movies. That's how I feel. I haven't seen a good movie in a long time. I go to movie theaters all the time.
Yeah, I'm not going to see Barbie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see. I'll wait for Oppenheimer to come on Amazon Prime. I'll wait for the new Tom Cruise movie to come Amazon Prime.
What's Tom Cruise in now? Like fucking Mission Impossible 47.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh my god, what a snore fest! It's just like Tom Cruise is like he's shorter than you, right? He's like 5'3" or something.
He's shorter than you.
Oh man.
Hey, it was great talking to you guys, and have a nice fucking life.
I didn't say he was taller than you. That could have been worse. It could have been worse.
No, that was a great throwback, dude, to earlier in the conversation, man.
That's the only thing that baited him. Like everything else, he's just like chill with. But like this, I said like 4 or 5 things to fuck with him, and that's the only thing that's stuck so far. I'm doubling down on that.
Anthony like held on to that throughout this whole thing. He's waiting for a time to pull that.
Look at put a little thread.
He's like, I'm fucking 5'11", motherfucker. I'm fucking 5'11", you motherfucker. I play all sports. Like,
well, he said,
sports.
He said, "Well, you're only 5 foot." I go, "No, did I say I'm 5 foot? That doesn't make any fucking sense."
Well, you gotta be at least 6 foot to play sports. That's what I was trying to say. Like, I mean, you can play women's sports probably, right? Like,
I would play sports.
You can be in the WNBA at 5'11", I think. I don't know.
Oh,
He's just gonna murder me. He's gonna show my house, just fucking shoot me. Like, I've coordinates now.
Oh,
I think a lot of people doing a lot of missions with you, bro. Like, the most positive things I heard, like whenever I told people you're gonna be on here, is like, dude, I've been in a lot of missions with that motherfucker. like they
feel bonded to you and shit.
Yeah, you hit on a lot of nostalgia people I grew up with, man. Like, I think the producer Cody, he plays the game, and then like I think like a lot of kids that are in their 20s and stuff were hitting me up whenever I was spamming this wild, and like they were just like, that dude's a legend, bro. You know, so it's like it's an honor to even go backwards in your career and do this. To be honest, you know, this little cell phone skill.
Yeah, I mean what was interesting, and we used to show up to these FOBs, forward operating bases in Afghanistan, and a lot of these places are just a square of big old sandbags in a square in the middle of nowhere. And they take us in by helicopter, and we'd land there. And each of these, like, because you know, it takes about 22 soldiers to put one guy into combat to pull the trigger. So most of the jobs are very rudimentary and kind of boring. They just kind of, and so that they do their shift, and then there's nowhere to go. So each of these little FOBs has a sort of entertainment area buried in the middle of it, and they got like Call of Duty stations set up everywhere. And these guys are playing, because they have no internet, they're playing the campaign for hours and hours and hours. And they develop a relationship with Woods. And when I first started going, it's kind of freaking me out because I walk in and go, Woods, come here. And like I was their best friends, you know, like, and I realized, oh yeah, if you watch a movie, you see the lead character for maybe, 45 minutes. A TV show, you see the guy once a week for, 25 minutes. They're with me hundreds, if not thousands of hours of interaction. So it's almost like an engram. It's kind of like boiled in. Like, oh yeah, this. And again, the Woods character I would never allow him to do anything that was not kind of putting wind in your sail. So there's always that there's a positive memory about it. Yeah, this guy Woods he's there for me, that kind of thing. And I really found that that's what I found it really fascinating to see just how connected the fan base became to this character,
No, it is crazy to think about. Yeah, I think like that's kind of wild. You don't really see that in a lot of fields because like that is a lot of times. The movie's over in like an hour and a half or something.
Right.
The TV show is over in like like 17 hours or something. Like they probably had have no friends or sit in their basement only talking to you for like weeks.
Yeah, and I'm talking back too, so it's like
Yeah, dude, you got a lot of. You could probably crash in other people's. You could probably do a tour where you just crash in everybody's basements. I mean, you could probably just do a tour.
Maybe not. But I like the sentiment. I like the sentiment. Although I tell you what, me and my gal did an RV tour last week. Went to Vegas for a couple of days. Said, "Fuck it, let's go out to." I did a film in Mexican Hat, Utah.
Cool.
Called Dangerous Words from the Fearless. Never came up. A wonderful film. And we just jumped on. It's like 600 miles in a day, and I could easily go across country to stop in and visit Comic-Cons for 6 months. I would love to do that
easily. No, I mean you could, bro. I mean
that game's like that, dude. I'm sure.
Yeah, that game's huge, and I think we all have RVs on the screen. That's kind of insane. Like I'm not used to talking to a bunch of people that have RVs.
RV.
Well, we're all in the same room for a reason,
That's right.
I'm just trying to get gold records like Sean. That's where I'm at right now in my life. I'm trying to. I'm gonna start a band and get more gold records so I can talk shit. But,
good luck.
Good luck. I already have the better hat, so it's like
the music industry's a fun time, dude.
Yeah, I already have the best hat on the screen. If I can get some gold records too, I would just carry him with me if I had Sean's gold records. Just be like, yeah, me and my gold records would like to ask you guys some questions. That's how I feel. He's too humble. You guys are both humble. You guys are huge legends and very humble to be on a cell phone show. I feel like
a cell phone show.
we got a bass player already in the band, so we're coming from the gold records.
Sean, what's you have? I'm looking at some of your records back there. You have discs too. So you go back. You have a gold record and you got discs.
Oh yeah. My band's been releasing music for 20 years. So, when we came out, Facebook wasn't a thing. CDs still were, although Napster was big.
Right.
So it's
He's
been a minute.
he's the original Justin Bieber.
That's right.
Well, I noticed a lot of Bieber adjacent behavior. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I see that.
It's me.
Yeah.
Justin.
You have any questions for us, James?
No, man. It's like
good.
No. You guys are great. I mean, I enjoy it. I vetted you guys. I've had situations where I've come on to shows and not know what it was, and it's like, there's certain things I have to go in blindly to many things, and it kind of bit me in the ass a few times. So I vet people, and I have no issues telling people fuck off. It's fine.
No, I respect it. I respect that. Yeah, because like I hate doing other people's podcasts. Like I think Sean pointed out to me eventually. He pointed out to me first, and I didn't really pay attention to it. And I started doing a bunch of podcasts, and like they're just like ask the dumbest fucking questions ever. And I didn't really pay attention to that, or I guess have the opportunity to see that until recently. Like I've been asked to be on other people's podcasts. I still say yes sometimes, but like they fucking suck usually.
Well, I usually, if I get on, people ask me the most the dumbest perfunctory things, like, so what have you been in? I go, dude, look, just fucking Google me, man. Don't be so fucking lazy. I don't want to talk about, I'm not here to talk about my resume. If you haven't taken the time to do the research, I can't take the time to tell you about it. I don't want to talk about my fucking resume. If you have questions, I'll answer them, but I'm not going to sit there and read my resume to you. That's
so what were you in?
I'm in these really shitty movies. I'll tell you that right now. So
untitled films.
Yeah, I actually turn down most interviews these days because it's just so, like you said, there's no thought that goes into the questioning. It's just the same routine bullshit. I've been doing these fucking interviews for 20 years. But the cool thing about a situation like this is just the opportunity to get interesting people from different walks of life and just talk to them as ordinary people and have a conversation.
Yeah,
that to me is way more interesting than like the pre-thought out list of the same fucking generic 10 to 20 questions that you always get.
Oh, the press junkets are the best. You get your 10 list. Here's your 10, and you the same. You go from room to room to room to room with a lot of different press outlets, and it's the same question. You get the same answer 20. I go, why can't you all just come into one room and just ask the questions all at once? Let me get to the bar quicker,
Press conference, bro. You got a press conference them, and the dude, like, oh man, where are they going with that? The most people interview celebrities like they're really nervous. They're like, hey, so what's it like doing this? And they sound like cucks, man. Like most interviews just sound like cucks, and they have no like energy or belief in themselves or the question at all. That's how I feel when I watch other people's podcasts. It's like, and they don't have cool hats or cool graphics, and they're not wearing
or gold records. So
they're not wearing this hat. They don't have gold records like Sean. Yeah,
no gold records. No, can't have it.
If you don't have gold records, this hat, or weren't into Call of Duty, fuck off. That's where I'm going. It's like you'll never have it. You'll never have it. You'll never be in a video game.
Had you guys told me this hat was necessary, I have a bunch of fine hats I could have worn.
Well, this hat's probably the best hat in the game, actually. But there's we can get you one if needed, bro. If you take a picture in it and put it on Instagram, I'll mail you one.
Sure.
Sold.
Sold.
Go ahead and tell your address on the live stream, and I'll
okay.
I'll mail it to you tomorrow.
You want my social security number and my bank account number too?
Favorite credit card.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Social will do.
Thanks, bro.
So glad I met you two.
Yeah, I know how you senior citizens been giving your information out to everybody on the internet, bro. Like I heard about it.
Dude, I have fun with that shit though, because when I'm in a mood, sometimes I get prank calls all the time, especially best one I get. We're with the police department and we're coming to your house in 5 minutes if you don't get us this money. I go, okay, you should come down to the. I just have so much fun frustrating these guys.
Me too, man. No, telemarketers. I was fake crying. I was like fake crying one time. I was like, oh, hello. And he's like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, you crying? You're like so mad. It was so fun.
Well, I do. I go, hey, what precinct you with? Oh, oh, hey, is this Joe? Joe, it's like, yeah, it just, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I just troll the telemarketers constantly. They're always trying to sell me something I don't want. I'm like, dude, I have the internet. I'd buy anything I want constantly. It's just like, you think a phone call is gonna make me buy something? It's like some 80s shit. Fucking hit me up on the internet. Like, Jesus Christ.
I was thinking about that today.
Call of Duty went gold. What does that mean? You guys sold millions of copies. Yeah, probably. By the definition of music, probably. How many records are gold now? Sean got them when it was actually mattered. Like when it was actually a million. Now it's like, what's the name of your band? Sean Swampy Soul's the name of his band.
Yeah, video games go gold and platinum, don't they?
I think it's done a little. The metrics are different.
Really?
Yeah, there's two measures. It used to be units delivered, and that was more like the records. But now it's more about how much it made, because it's the accounting's so hard. I mean, it's like they don't. You have the purchase price of the game, then you have the ancillaries, and then you have the in-game purchases.
Right,
bro. You're buying skins, you're buying all that shit. So, I think it makes a lot more money than people think.
Oh,
bro,
I'm sure.
Your numbers are crazy. Like just Black Ops was 32 million. Just the first one was 32 million sales.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And that's not including what gets stolen and the amount of. I remember when Black Ops 2 happened. Somebody pinched a copy of it.
Oh, that's right.
Off the production line, and I think it was in Thailand or someplace, and they put it out, and it was an actionable copy. I mean, they could dupe it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that they don't know how much that cost them in sales, because how do you know? Somebody told that.
Yeah, a lot probably. At least 2 million, because they only had 30 million sales, where the first one had 32 million. But like, who knows what 10 to 15 million would have bought it more in addition, because this franchise was building. So yeah, you'll never measure that. That's crazy. But I mean, 32 million sales on just one game, that's fucking crazy.
Well, when you consider it's $80 a pop at the time.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like, so who got the money? The guy that just the main guy, or what? I mean, just the coders or some shit, because that's some crazy shit.
Activision is a behemoth. They Treyarch has probably, in production, probably over 300 employees. Activision has a couple of hundred, so it's feeding a massive machine.
The building, the fucking people,
and then you have massive salaries for the executives, and this is the NHL, this is the NFL of programmers, so they're all making top dollar. I mean, the guys, these guys.
How much did you make, if that's not rude? If it's rude, tell me to fuck off. But how much did you make for that role?
The first year I was there, I made scale.
What does that mean? I'm stupid.
I don't talk about money.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah. So I put it this way, my Viagra, I made 5 times as much money on my Viagra commercial than I did playing the video game. It wasn't. I made. Yeah, you don't.
I didn't mean to be rude. I was like, as a layman, like I just have
rude. It's just that I wouldn't want to create havoc in new actors' lives. I know guys who are working now, and I get scrutinized. I mean, I still get watched by Activision. They still pay attention to what I do and what I say. So I just want to make sure I don't cause any problems.
Yeah, understandable.
There's people out there who fought for me, and so I got it. I'm just out of respect, to them, not to Activision, but to the people who fought for me. I want to make sure that I protect them.
Yeah, fair. Just a question.
But again, I did not get rich from it. Well, because once you pay your manager, once you pay your agent, and you get your taxes, you're taking home 53% of what you make, and it's a great day rate. But over the course of a year, and what the value of the product, there's no residuals on it, so you're basically a day laborer.
Oh, there's no residuals for you, huh?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So it's just a
and it's
commission fee, huh?
And it was very much star driven, so they would get lump sums, and they would act like God bless him. What's his name? Ice Cube came in, and he did his job in 2 days and got a chunk of change. I ground out 70 days, and I made a fraction of what he made.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, he's
that's my
movie
point.
Star
It's
and
star driven. Yeah.
Rap star or whatever.
And again, I have no problem.
He eats more food too, so they got to feed him. So.
That's true.
But you have there's a lot of big names in the game.
Did you have to join the Illuminati to be in Call of Duty, or did they?
They joined me actually.
Oh, okay, they joined the.
They came to my cult, which is great. They bring a lot of support with them. They have great wine. So there you go.
Did you have to be a shape-shifting reptilian to be in this, or did it just work out?
Well, I've been a shape-shifting reptilian since I was 16. So that they just knew right away. It's on my resume. It's actually the second thing on my resume. Yeah.
That's how you get in the game.
Well, yeah, the game was designed for shape-shifting reptilians. Yeah. and if it's part of Scientology, you get like an extra $4 an hour, so it's great.
Well, you're going to need that for Scientology later too. So.
Well, they're still billing me for a book I never bought.
Dude, I've looked into that religion a little bit, and there's some interesting stuff. I heard it's very expensive.
We used to sign our friends up for it. Like we'd go on the tour of the building, and then we put like our friend's name and phone number, and like they'd like fucking try to join.
Dude, I enlisted my dad in the army one time. Yeah. He started getting all this shit from the army, and so I told him he was a little pissed.
That's brutal, man.
Me and my drunk friends were just out and about, and there was like an army station or one of those.
I enlisted my dad in the army.
That'd be a great reality show. It's like, yeah. Also, we were wondering if we could borrow some money.
How much you need?
50K.
That's really why we do this show.
This is actually a pitch for our idea. We have a video game idea.
Yeah.
It's called. It's for the new times. It's called Text of Duty. Like we think, like I don't know.
So I have an alternative character I built. His name is Sergeant Dankweeds. Call of Duty, Baked Ops.
Dude, that'd probably sell, bro. We should rip that shit.
That would sell.
We should make a server for that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working. We're doing a lot of things right now. It's just there are not enough hours in the day, Just not.
I feel that sometimes. I got a 6-year-old.
Yeah, there's not enough hours. I mean, you want to put attention to that. Well, you got to put attention on your woman. You got to stay fit. You got to keep your skill level up for whatever your craft is, and then you got to go to work. So it's like, wow, I could use some more time,
For sure.
Yeah, put some more on the clock.
Yeah.
I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. I'm getting bored, waiting for the next life, waiting for that. I hope I have a Ferrari in my next life, that's where I'm going.
I want to be a Ferrari my next life. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I want to be a Ferrari.
I bet sends. That probably sells a T-shirt. I want to be a Ferrari. That would sell.
You've been coming up with some decent T-shirt design ideas from this show lately. You got to put that into action and make an online store, dude.
Actually, probably.
My buddy.
Right now, I'm just selling these hats, bro. Right now, we just got these hats for sale.
Well,
unless you're. Do what?
Is that you on the hat?
Yeah, it's a cartoon version of myself on the hat.
Got it. Is that embroidered or is it stamped?
Oh, I didn't make them. I don't know. But
that's a trucker hat. Yeah, that's
truck hat. Yeah, it's like. Yeah. It was made by Asian slaves for the free American people. So it's like I just told the owners to whip them so they'd make them faster, and.
Well, did you get blood and tears on it as well? Because that you charge more for that.
Not their kind of blood and tears, though. That's like
no. Too much COVID. Too much COVID.
I was trying to make it racist. I don't know. I can't even make it racist anymore. It's hard to be racist. Seems exhausting.
It's just not. It's pretty fucking easy.
Yeah.
Just walk down the street in Los Angeles. You get tagged by something.
Yeah, man. LA, I can't believe LA is still a city, man. That place seems crazy.
It's not.
What up? What neighborhood are you in?
Yeah, where in LA are you at?
Burbank. I spent. I did like 15.
That's LA County, bro. You're not in LA.
I did 15. I did 15 years in West Hollywood, in the hills. Yeah.
Sorry to hear about that.
Good times, man. Good times.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I definitely am glad to have fled California at this point.
Now, are you born and raised here, or
Yeah.
where?
I was born in Panorama City, and I grew up in Santa Clarita.
Sure.
And then I lived in Santa Monica, and then I moved. I was living down in Orange County before I moved to Arkansas 10 years ago. I was living down in Irvine, where the Irvine Spectrum is.
I do.
I was right across the street from that. So I've bounced around in Southern California quite a bit most of my life. But man, it's just so rough. It just seems to be getting rougher and rougher,
I think it's like New York. If you're not here with a burning desire or a purpose, it's a hard life, man. It's hard living. It's just hard.
Yeah, the cost of living, the taxes, the
traffic,
crime, the homeless. It's just too much. Yeah, the traffic. Holy fuck, dude! I
had a bunch of head injuries from playing hockey. I had some concussions, and I was working with this head trauma center over in Tarzana. And I sat with the doctor, and he says, "Look at how and he put me on this device that helps clear up your some of your damage." And he's saying, "Look, be careful driving home." He goes, because here's reality for you, because your brain sits in a sack of fluid. You know that, right? He goes, if you're driving at 10 miles an hour and you come to a fast halt, he goes, the equivalent that your brain will move and press against the skull. It'll have the same impact as taking like a medium hard punch to the head. So he goes, count how many times you put your brakes on going home. And I count up 72 times I put my brakes on going from Tarzana into West Hollywood.
Right.
That's the equivalent of getting punched 72 times.
Dude, every time I go to LA, I wish I was punched 72 times. It's like, I'm like, just punch me 72. Yeah, I remember like being fascinated to go to like Hollywood Boulevard, and it's just like a bunch of dorks with like rat tails and chain wallets. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm like, I gotta go, dude. Like it was like 2014 or something. I'm like, I can't do this. The Mexican food's good, but then the whole like city turned to Mexico.
If you find your pocket, if you find your group of people, then it works. But you got to be hell bent on doing something, or you have no business being here. If I wasn't in the industry,
right.
like now I'm really I'm making plans to exit, because I don't think I did retire, but I think I'm going to be moving on to something else very soon. If someone comes looking for me, but the hustles, I don't have the desire to hustle anymore. So that's an indicator's time to go.
Yeah, especially with everything else that comes with it. If, like you said, if you're not going to be hustling, you might as well live a slower paced, better life somewhere else for less money.
For less money and better air.
Oh yeah,
and no
better
traffic.
Quality of life.
Yeah, better quality of life. Yeah.
I mean, I live in a town of 5,000 people in Arkansas. There's just rolling hills and trees and cows everywhere, more cows than people, and it's great.
Yeah.
Well, Arkansas is worse than California, but
I don't know about that.
I'll just about you, but
I definitely wouldn't move back. That's
for
sure.
I like Missouri a lot because it's like the best state in the union, but it's like it's pretty.
That's why you like it.
Yeah, because it's just like the best
state. Just the best state in the union.
It's true. It's in the center, man. It's beautiful. It's got good people. I like it here. I'd maybe move like nowhere else probably. I can't even think. Everywhere else I've been like for 3 days, like Anthony and Detroit Beavis and Butthead spinoff. What does that even mean? Do I just rip off Mike Judge and just be like, what was I talking? I was making fun of something though. I forgot it.
You were just bragging about Missouri, dude.
Missouri.
You're just bragging about Missouri again.
Isn't there a Mormon? Isn't John Smith's brother set up another church in Missouri?
We kicked him the fuck out, bro. We kicked those Mormons out there in Utah now. We're like, get out.
They're in Utah now.
There's a huge Mormon temple in St. Louis.
Yeah,
then we kicked him out.
Yeah.
And in their religion, Jesus is coming back to St. Louis, right? That's his destination.
Missouri's paradise, yeah. I mean,
So
Missouri's paradise.
It is.
Cody couldn't take it. Cody had to jump in.
There's this weird occurrence several years back where people were driving down the highway next to this temple, and people were like calling 911 saying they saw it on fire. So people were trying to contact the people inside of the temple and like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, nothing, everything's fine. But hundreds of people swear that they saw this temple on fire in the middle of the day during traffic.
just wishful thinking.
It's weird shit. It's kind of like Scientology, like with the church, but you don't have to pay. You just have to like be a member. You can go and like, there's parts of the temple that you can't get to unless you've been part of the church for a long period of time. If you weren't born Mormon, you'll never see certain parts of this church. You know, like it's probably built to withstand a bomb.
It's like Christianity, except for you go to hell afterwards.
I don't know.
It's like you don't go to real heaven. You're not invited.
Yeah, Mormonism has its quirks, man. That's some weird shit too.
Yeah, it's like one of the fucking 15 rules we have, like no false idols. You know, it's like, like they just fucked it up.
They fucked it up.
Yeah, it's not. We don't have that many rules, Dude, I went to an Amish store earlier. I don't know what this has to do with Mormons, but I went to like this Amish store earlier, bro. Got some like fresh baked bread, some like fresh butter. Oh, dude, it was Amish. He wouldn't let me take a picture with him though. He just like fucking thought I was like, I don't know. Like he wouldn't take a picture, but it was like a cool place.
Dude, it's great if you can get your meat, your produce, those types of items from the Amish. I mean, they're growing organic and they're doing it the old school way, the right way. They're working their fields right. It's just it's a good setup. Remember Phil Lipscomb on the show? He gets all of his shit from the Amish.
Well, if the Amish are following like 1800s rules, do they still have slavery? That's what I was wondering. It's like they're like no, my religion makes it to where like it's 18. They're like, no, bro, it's against my religion for it to be 1865. It's like you guys aren't touching that joke, huh?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
You guys aren't touching that joke.
I'm just sitting I'm trying to catch the thread here someplace.
Yeah, Rona didn't bother them either. It just like autism and a bunch of the other fucking.
Yeah, I saw that too. That some studies show that they had no vaccinations. They have no autism, no heart disease, no obesity, no
allergy issues. A bunch of shit.
Yeah, Corona didn't bother us either. It was the rules, and it was like the graphics, and it was like the vaccines. I mean, that's obvious. It's just like, okay. I mean, like a lot of people are dying of I see 75% of deaths right now are vaccinated related, probably. More land for us, So.
Well, I just think there's got to be a reckoning. Like guys like Jimmy Kimmel, even Arnold, when they started eviscerating people for not, fuck your freedom, go get your jab. They're like, okay, well, guess what, Arnold,
get the fuck out of our country.
You lost a few of us after that, and fucking Jimmy Kimmel, like this, the sanctimonious prick, if the idea that if you don't get vaccinated, you should not be allowed into a hospital. Well, I don't hear any of these guys stepping up and say, God, I fucked that up. Sorry. That's when I really start having an issue.
Those guys are all CIA agents, man. Those guys are all Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, all those late night hosts. They're controlled assets. They always have been. I feel like it's just part of the social manipulation and engineering.
Yeah, it was like you can't see Jeffrey Epstein's friends in concert if you don't get vaccinated.
Exactly.
That's how he pitched it to me. I'm like, no thanks. I guess I'll just like live forever. It's like, but here's the problem: are we fucking ourselves where we have to live through Revelation now? Because we didn't. It's like, man, just kill me, so I don't have to live through the fucking 7 years of whatever the fuck's coming out. It's like, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, mixed feelings on surviving. You know.
That's true. If I didn't have a 6-year-old daughter, I'd probably feel pretty differently.
And I was like, I think I was like doing. I'm not even gonna say this. Never mind. But I forget what to say whenever I'm live when I shouldn't say.
Whenever I'm live.
Yeah, when I'm alive.
Well, gentlemen, I just noticed that we've been doing this thing for 2 hours.
2.5 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. Time to go.
It's actually a marathon. We got 3 more hours left. We're gonna do the longest podcast in the world.
I'll call you back at 11.
No, thanks for coming on, Frilly. Sean's right. We should.
Guys, it's just anytime. It's fucking blast. Let's do it again.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks for being here.
It's important that we guys like us meet and realize that there's more of us out there, and we got to keep talking like this. We got to take everything back because there's so many more of us than them, and we somehow have maybe got comfortable, maybe we are intimidated. I don't know what the reasons are, but these we have to meet like this and cross over these whatever small fissures there are, because they're so inconsequential when we deal with when we basically have 95% of the same agreement, and we're all like this. And let's keep it going. Keep it going.
Okay. Get vaccinated. Vote for Biden. Drink Bud Light.
Remember, no anal probes this week. Okay, boys, no anal probes. Anthony, don't be so disappointed. I know that's one of your favorite alien activities. So
he's finally snapping back about that tiny man comment. I like help.
He's a bit shorter than you, isn't
he? I get a tiny probe, so give me a break. I have a tiny probe too.
Yeah.
Right,
we'll get you an alien booster seat so you can be. All right.
Wait,
God bless America.
Okay. All right, fellas. See you later.
All right, guys.